Hey guys, Mark the Guitar Guy here. It is Friday, and what I want to do on Fridays is answer your questions. So from the comments that you guys put below, and I read all the comments, there's going to be some variations. There's going to be some things that happen a lot where guys are asking me the same questions over and over. And if that's the case, then what I'm going to do on Fridays, I'm going to have to come up with a cool name for it, like Fun Friendly Lesson Day Comment Answering Friday. That works for me. What we're going to be doing is answering your questions. So if you do have a question, please don't be afraid to put those comments there and I will address them. Like for example, today, what we're going to be doing is looking at how to hold the pick and reasons why you hold the pick. Or even, do I need to hold a pick? Because I've got a question here. I'm just going to look at my little bit of paper here. It's from Bryce Leo, who commented on one of my videos. It was actually on Awesomeize Your Chords videos on the D chord. And he says, Mark the Guitar Guy. Mark, sorry to bother you again, but a serious question. I like serious questions, Bryce. I hate playing with a pick. I found the sound awful compared to the thumb, and playing with the thumb is way easier. What do you recommend? Question mark. I've seen the videos where you say that it's one of the 5 biggest mistakes with not playing with a pick, but it sounds weird. Hope you could follow with an answer. Keep on rocking. Now that's a great question, and I do get that question a lot. So Bryce, thank you for asking that question, and all you other people out there that have asked that question over the last however many years that I've been doing these videos. So I recommend that you don't have to play with a pick, but it's so easy to do once you know how. So I've got an awesome video on how to hold a pick, and I think everyone should learn how to hold a pick. There's a few things though that we can add to that video to make it easier for you guys. And maybe I didn't explain enough when I did the video initially. If you've never used a pick, go out and buy some picks for yourself, plectrums, picks, or pigs as people call them because of my Kiwi accent, pigs. Go and get some picks and get some really light, feathery picks. So really thin ones to start with, so it doesn't feel like such a nuisance when you're holding the pick. Other than that, it's just a matter of how you hold the pick. So, and you can play with a thumb. Yeah, you can play with a thumb, but it's limited. It's limited in volume. If I just play with my thumb, it's kind of feathery and kind of apologetic. And it's nice for some stuff. I still use a thumb to do some things, but why not use a pick? And then you can have the variations doing the same thing. Now I'm using an incredibly hard pick. Like I've got like a 1mm pick just because I'm so used to using them. But if you've got a pick or a plectrum that's really, really light and you've never played before, that's the best way to start. Even those feathery ones that are almost like a wet bus ticket where it's all just flopping around, start there if you have to, and then slowly work your technique up, getting harder and harder pick, and you'll get more volume and dynamics out of holding a pick. And it's going to take you, I would say, if you just persevere, it's going to take you about a week to get comfortable holding a pick. Now that's not a lot of time of playing, but just make sure you're always using it. It's not a lot, so don't be afraid of that. And in 1 week, you can still throw that, hey, if you do it for a week and you go, you know what, I still hate it, throw the thing away and just play with your thumb and use fingerstyle from then on. It's not a problem. I'm not going to say you can't do it without a pick, but why not? Why not? It's just so easy to do. Why not use that pick? And you've got so many other variations, including your picking style and how fast you can pick. You can't do that with a thumb. You can do it with fingerstyle a little bit, but it takes years and years and years and years of training to get to that speed. Whereas if you know how to hold a pick properly, you're good. So let's go back over now, starting with a really soft pick. So go and get one that's really soft to start with. And we're going to start with the very basics. Okay, the very first thing we're going to do, I'm going to hold the pick with my other hand. The thumb is going to go across the back of the pick. I'm going to turn it over. The thumb is going to go across, see right in the middle, the center of that pick. It's right across the middle, and it's pointing out the other side slightly. Just pointing out on the other side. So if I take my finger away, hopefully you can see that. It's on a 90-degree angle, going right across or horizontally, right in the center of the pick. It's not too high. It's not hanging up way up here, so it's all flapping away. If you can see that, it's not way too high. It's right in the center of a pick, and also it goes beyond. So the thumb goes beyond the edge of the pick. It's not back here. We're not using the tip of our thumb to hold the pick, we're using the flat of our thumb to hold the pick. The thumb is the most important part of this, by the way, it really is, because it's like the back board of the holding the pick. Okay, so that's the first part. So you've got it in the center of the pick, and you've got your thumb exposed on one end, so it's popping out one side. Not too far, but just enough so that it goes past. That's the first part. The other thing is we're going to use our index finger now, I'm just hooking it over. It's going to look like that. When my thumb goes behind it, it's going to look like the crossing over. The finger's pointing down, and it's not the fleshy part of the of the finger we're using. We're not using that bit which we normally use when we're picking up things. Like if I go to pick up a pen or a knife and fork, maybe I'll be using the paddy part of my fingers to hold it. Not when we're holding a pick. We're going to use the side or the corner of our finger to hold the pick, okay? So that little side part is what we're actually pushing against there. And we're using the side of the finger just to push it against the thumb. That's purely what it is. Now, if you look at my hand, there's actually like a little A-OK sign going on. I'm pretty much crossing my fingers over each other on an angle, so that like the finger's pointing down and the thumb's going across, and my fingers are fanned out nice and relaxed. And if you do that correctly, you should have a circular shape happening within your hand. So if I put the pick inside there, obviously this is upside down because I'm looking down at it, it's hard to show you otherwise. That has got like a circular thing going on. My thumb goes beyond the pick and my finger is pointing down. Now it points down, it might actually come across a little bit more than down. So it's not just pointing exactly down, you might want to bring it around a little bit more. Up to you, not really a problem. As long as the back part of the thumb is nice and strong against the back there, so you're going right beyond the pick. That's pretty much it. From there, we just have to fan our fingers out, or maybe you want to support it with a little bit more of the hand, so a little bit more of the fingers are holding the pick there. You might want to get that happening as well. But that's pretty much the action of the pick. Now, when that's in place, if you're looking down on the guitar, like I'm looking down on my hand, it should be that the pick is pointing towards the guitar, okay? So the pick is actually pointing towards the strings. It's actually letting them know, like, I'm pointing at you. It's not like on an angle, funny angle, funny angle, funny angle. It's just pointing towards the strings. So thumb across, index and right up and beyond, index finger behind, fan the fingers out, and then we should be okay to strum the strings. Now the other thing is the pressure. We don't want to hold the pick hard. We don't want to grip it too tightly. In fact, it's just kind of sitting in there. It should actually move around a lot while we strum, and that's normal. And that freaks us out when we first start playing because, oh my God, it's moving everywhere. This is annoying. That's normal. You're constantly readjusting your fingers and getting used to putting them back to the original position, and maybe using the other finger to do that. That is normal. And that kind of seems like, oh, hang on, why are we doing that? It's just part of playing guitar, and eventually that'll disappear and you won't even think about it. So, light gauged pick. You can get all sorts of varieties of picks. Go and get a variety. Start off with very thin, flexible, floppy, maybe sticky picks, ones that are easy to hold. You pick them up and you actually hold them in your hand. You think that's actually really easy to play with. There's some awesome ones out there, but just stick with your basic round ones like these. Don't go too small or funky, or go for the prettiest color or the shiniest one. Get ones that are just kind of basic, grippy and light. I like using Jim Dunlop picks. They've got kind of a lot of grip on them, and they're the grey picks, and you can get the nylon ones, and you can actually get them really, really thin gauged. I think they go white as they get in grey, like a really light grey, as they get thinner, and they get darker as they get thicker. So, and have a variety of them so you're ready to progress and go up to the more difficult ones as well. So that's holding a pick. So should I play with a pick? You know, in my belief, you really, really want this. It's 1 week of persevering and just continuing back to those lessons, coming back to this lesson on how to hold a pick, and you should be fine. Hopefully that helps for you guys, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you for another comment, and hopefully answering some more questions for you guys in the YouTube world. This is Mark the Guitar Guy signing off. We'll see you soon. See you again soon.